Rouse here from ProBlogger, testing out a Facebook Live, a YouTube Live. I'm so used to going live on Facebook that I forgot where I was for a moment. Using Ecamm Live. It's a tool that I've been using over on Facebook for a while, but their new beta version is allowing us to go live onto YouTube as well. And so I thought I'd give it a go, see what it looks like, and see if anyone actually is going to join in on this broadcast. Just going to pull up my YouTube account, make sure it is actually going live. If you do come in on this, say g'day. I'm not doing any teaching or anything today. I'm just purely here to see how it goes and see what the interface is like. Definitely not a lot of people going, and it does look like it is live over on the YouTube account. So that's kind of cool. Nice to be able to do that after doing so many Facebook Lives over the years. I'm going to tweet this out and see if anyone wants to join us. Testing out YouTube Live using Ecamm. Would be interested to see how this goes. I do see one person has joined us live, although it could actually be me looking at myself on my own YouTube account, which is a little bit sad, I have to say. It's kind of funny that I'm actually now, when I'm on my YouTube account, not really seeing any movement on the account, which makes me wonder whether it is going live there or not, or whether I've got a bit of a still thing going on. But anyway, it is kind of nice to see that Ecamm Live is updating to allow this type of thing. It says it's broadcasting in HD, which is nice as well. I've actually been having a few issues with my YouTube account watching videos on YouTube today, so that might be the reason it's sort of frozen up there. I'm going to join in there. Oh yeah, it is moving if I'm watching in Safari, which is kind of cool. So, I'm live on YouTube. First time. Yes, I do see Freelance Writing Underground saying tap tap, is this thing on? It is on. Sup. Good to see you. Now, the only thing I'm not seeing is that comments come up on Ecamm Live. So let me see. There we go. Click to view comments. There. It is working. Nice to see you. Freelance Writing Underground. Thank you for your first comment. First person ever to comment on a YouTube live of mine. I have been wondering about YouTube lately to see whether I should be doing a bit more over here. I would love it if Ecamm Live would let me go live simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube. That would be kind of fun. I don't know whether they'd ever let us do that, but that would be pretty cool to be able to do that. I have heard from a few people that they aren't getting as many people join their YouTube lives as they do on their Facebook Live, but more people are watching the replays of their YouTube lives than they are Facebook Live. So on Facebook Live, Facebook seems to kind of promote the live videos straight away so anyone's there, but they don't really promote the replay as much as YouTube do. And the sense I get from people who are going live on YouTube is that those replays views are greater than the actual live videos as well. Freelance Writing Underground saying, looking good, picture and sound are clear. Excellent. Well, that's good to see. I'm actually viewing myself there, and it's not probably quite the quality that I am seeing on Facebook in the live, but it'll be interesting to see how it comes up later on. I do have a lot less people follow me on YouTube, so that's possibly why not as many people are tuning in live as well, of course. It takes a little while to build that up. But anyway, it's good to know that I may use this in future, test it out and see how it goes. It's nice always to have another place that you can go live. I'm seeing 5 people now watching on YouTube, so g'day. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to just sort of see how the chat interface works. I do see now on YouTube that they have the chat feature coming up, which is cool. JD, good to see you. Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Nice thought, but will never happen. I'd love to see that happen. I don't know, probably technically it's probably not going to, but I guess technically you could sort of get it going live through different iterations of Ecamm. So I could possibly get the beta version and the Facebook version going up, but whether there be a conflict there, I'm not sure. But anyway, who knows? One day, I'm sure it will happen. Paul, good to see you. Where are you watching from, Paul? I'd also be really interested to know where people found this video. Did you come across from Twitter, or did this come up in your notifications that I was live on YouTube? That would be kind of cool to know. I'm not really sure how they do that, how they notify you. So let me know where you found this from. Was it from my tweet or was it from something else? I just saw a thumbs up as well. That's cool. Paul says, loving the podcast. Excellent. JD saying, g'day from San Francisco. Good to see you. Freelance Writing Underground over in Vegas as well. That's cool. What time is it over in the US at the moment? You're kind of getting late. 11 p.m. in New York, 8 p.m. in Pacific. So you found this via. Well, if anyone does find it, figure it out. I'm not sure it'll be me, JD, but I'll find out pretty quick once they do, because I watch a lot of people see how they do it. Freelance Writing Underground says they found this via YouTube notifications. So that's interesting, because you were the first one to join me here, probably before I tweeted it out that I was doing it, which is kind of cool as well. JD found this via Twitter. That's cool as well. I'd be interested to know, those of you who are watching, do you prefer to get to watch live video on Facebook, or do you prefer YouTube or somewhere else, or is live video just not on your radar? I'm kind of interested to know this, because I do a weekly live video on Facebook where I teach generally something of the week, or do Q&A. That's sort of a Tuesday morning my time, but I'd be interested to know whether people prefer to get it over on YouTube as well. Hey Laurent, good to see you. I know that you watch us on the Facebook Live, so interested to hear what you think about the YouTube Live experience as well. Patrick, good to see you from New York. Found us via Twitter. That's cool. Mario, good to see you. 10 p.m. in Mexico. Yep, our team is in Mexico as well. So we're kind of used to this sort of time zone. They tend to drop off at this time of day. We keep them up a bit late. Patrick, watching on... You prefer YouTube for video? That's interesting. I've actually never been a YouTube watcher, really. I don't tend to gravitate to YouTube. But I have to say, I've actually... I just bought a new camera in the last week, and I have been watching YouTube like crazy to research lens purchases, to research, tips for using this camera and setting up the menu and all that type of thing. And I have just become completely addicted to YouTube this week. I don't know what is going on, but for the first time ever, I found myself much more using YouTube on a daily basis. I've never really used it much before, so I'm kind of fascinated to know, and I've actually discovered a number of YouTube channels that are talking about cameras like this, and they're doing live videos, and their live videos are wild. They're getting like thousands of people join in on them, even though they don't seem to have massive following on YouTube. So I'm fascinated to know kind of how live video does go, how many subscribers you need to get that kind of there. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I do wonder, with all the negativity towards Facebook at the moment, whether there will be a swing back to, other platforms like YouTube. I know, live video, Facebook is really crushing it at the moment, but, YouTube is all about video. So, are people go to Facebook. What are they going to Facebook for? I don't know that most people are going to Facebook to consume video. Like, they're seeing video there, but it's not their primary reason to go to Facebook. Whereas people are only going to YouTube for video content. And so in some ways it makes more sense to do live video there, because you're going to get an audience who's actually wanting to watch something, if that makes sense. So it's kind of, it'll be interesting to see kind of where this goes. Laurent says Facebook is great, but prefer YouTube. Freelance Writing Underground says, I rarely catch anyone live and just watch replays if topic sounds interesting. No Facebook for me. I hate Facebook these days. There you go. There's that kind of thing. Mario saying YouTube, prefers YouTube. Facebook is very distracting. And that's the thing about Facebook, I find, is that it's really hard to get long engagement there. Like, I know some people sit through my whole videos, but I wonder whether, because there's so many other things coming up in feeds, whether people are going to be as engaged there. JD saying, unfortunately, no chat feature on Twitter, so I had to pop over to YouTube. Yep. Patrick is saying, check out Peter McKinnon. He's a Canon guy, but his work is beautiful and gets personality. Yeah, I actually have come across Peter in the last week, even though he's a Canon guy, which is what I was, and I'm there to learn about Sony. He comes up time and time again in what people are referring to on in their channels as well. So yeah, he does seem to have it worked out. Paul says, I'd watch it on either. I just did a video interview on Facebook. I'm liking Facebook Live because I can download it and post it on my YouTube channel and then strip the audio for my podcast. Yeah, that's true. That's the cool thing about Ecamm Live as well. You can set your Ecamm Live, which is what I'm using to do this, to record your video. And then you've got a video file which you can then do what you want with. So I could, technically, I guess I could take the recording of this and put it up onto Facebook and then strip it and put it on my podcast as well. So you could do the same thing in reverse, I guess, as well. Patrick says, lol, say wonder again, please. Wonder. Why, is that wonder? Is that funny? What do I say? Wonder. It's funny. Wonder. I wonder whether you're thinking it's the at the end. I was at a conference recently in the States, and it was amazing how many people came up to me and says, "I love the way you say pro blogger," and you say pro blogger, and we say pro blogger. And I'd never actually thought about that. So I recorded a podcast yesterday and introduced it, making fun of myself saying it that way. Is that what you're referring to, Patrick? The way I say wonder? You're British. Oh, there you go. So how do you say it? Wonder. What wonder? I don't know how a British person would say wonder. Kieran, good to see you. Found us over on the tweet that I did live video. It's also my stream to Facebook. It's going to be if it's going to an existing audience. I guess that's the thing for me as I think about where's best for me to go live. I've got a much bigger audience on Facebook through our page and a number of groups. And, you know, I'm looking here, I've got 4,000 subscribers to this YouTube channel, and I wonder why any of them ever subscribe because I haven't used it for years. So it's probably not a very warm place for me to go live, but it does make sense in terms of the replays. So it'd be interesting to know that. Actually, the only thing I've been using YouTube for recently is to post the podcast too. If you, after this video, if you want to go back and have a look, I've just been using a tool called repurpose.io, I think it is. Let me have a look. Repurpose.io. I can actually show it to you. There we go. It's repurpose.io. I might just move that across so that my head isn't there. And it allows you to take a feed, like a podcast feed, and then turn it into a video and automatically post it to YouTube or automatically post it over to Facebook as well. So I've actually been kind of testing that to see whether people want to consume the content of the podcast over on video. So yeah, I'm not sure really that we're getting a lot of traction doing that, but that's about the only thing I've been using my YouTube account for recently. So yeah, it's been a bit of an experiment. I'm not sure how much longer I'll go. Kieran says, I use a Mevo camera for that too, live and record. Cool. Yeah, how do you find the Mevo? I'm actually using a Logitech at the moment, and one of the things I am keen to do is to get a Blackmagic adapter to go live from this camera or from another camera as well. The Logitech that I've got, it's I can't even remember what it's called. It's a C something, and I think it produces some. This is all from the Logitech itself at the moment, which is certainly better than. This is my other camera. This is my iMovie camera. So you can see the difference there. That's the iMovie, the iMac camera. and this is the C922 Logitech. So there's a big difference there in terms of the quality, but I know I could get a lot better on the camera. And that's the other thing I've been told, is that going live on YouTube, you can do a much higher quality video as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to kind of see where this all lands as well. Laurent says, I suppose it's all about where you get audiences. I think I just talked about that one. Patrick says, just subscribed. I hope to see more on YouTube, but it's late, going to shoot off soon. Yes, it is late for you. London, you are like 4 a.m., isn't it? What are you doing? It's a wonder you're still up. To use wonder. Do sleep well. Laurent, Facebook's pretty good with notifications when you go live, and YouTube is currently in a bit of a mess with notifications. Interesting you say that, because since I've been using YouTube over the last week, I have been getting notifications a lot more from YouTube, and they're not actually even coming up. I don't even know where they're coming up. They're just coming up on my iMac notifications. And so I'm seeing those more than I see a Facebook notification. I'm only seeing Facebook notifications when I'm on Facebook itself. Yeah. Patrick says, what's the Blackmagic cable? So it's not a cable, it's the... Let me have a look. I think it's Blackmagic. I can't remember. I researched it the other day. They've got a couple of little... It's blackmagicdesign.com. And then one of their products, I can find this for you. I think it's one of their broadcast converters. It's called a micro converter, I think, a mini converter. Okay, here we go. Let me show you this. I think this is, maybe I'm not, maybe it's not. I think it's called a mini converter, Blackmagic mini converter. It's one of these little things, and you can plug your camera into it. It converts it into something that you can then use in other places as well. I think that's what it is. I think they're about $200 or something like that. I'll need to research that more for you. But yeah, that's what most people are using with, particularly with Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live has compatibility with that. Kieran says the Mevo is awesome for on-site, connect with iPad or iPhone and stream. It's brilliant. Yeah, so that's the one where you've got one camera and then you can zoom in on faces and track faces. Is that the one? I've seen a number of people talk about that. Kieran says, I used to use Blackmagic with Canon, but it was too cumbersome. Interesting. So yeah, that's what I'm interested to know. You know, is it too much hassle to do, or is it going to enable me to get the nice quality? I like to keep things simple, and so I guess in many ways I kind of look at the quality, what's happening here. And to me, look, it's not amazing quality when I'm looking at it on YouTube now. I'm looking at myself on YouTube. I don't see it as crisp as I would like, but it's not too bad. Kieran's saying, I found the Blackmagic really fussy. There is a bigger device, not the mini converter, that makes any camera a webcam. Yeah, so that's what I need to research, is which of the Blackmagic products I would need to get that quality high. I might have to talk to the guys at Live Streaming Pro to help me set up that. Although I've heard a number of people say it's more about your PC than anything else, and I'm using a Mac and the processing on the Mac isn't as strong, so that kind of may be where I'm falling down a little bit too. Paul says, I get more views faster on Facebook. I can get 500 views in 24 hours on Facebook with 1,500 friends, have 2,500 subscribers on YouTube, and only have 30 views on YouTube in 48 hours. That's interesting. That's pretty much the reverse of what I've heard other people say, is that they find Facebook Live gets them lots of live viewers, and then over the next 24 hours they might get some, and then no one ever views those videos again. Whereas what I'm hearing from YouTubers is that their lives don't get as much interaction live, but they get replays forever, and that video continues to gain views down the track. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. Paul saying, I think Facebook is more organic and goes in front of more eyes faster. Yeah, could be, and it could be particularly in the short term. I guess maybe that's the other thing to factor in as you're working out where to stream is your content evergreen or not, or is it more newsy? Are you talking about things that really are hot for a day or two? Then that's probably why you should be using Facebook. But if you are doing more how-to content that can live on for months and months, then maybe there's a place for YouTube. Kieran says maybe we should catch up for coffee in Melbourne. Yeah, we should do that sometime. I was actually thinking the other day it might be time for us to do a Melbourne meetup or something like that. We actually have a space. I'm in the eastern suburbs. Not sure where you are, but we have a space that we can use for kind of co-working type thing. I'm talking to a group about that, so maybe that would be a good test to kind of get people together to do a bit of a meet and greet chat about such things. I think Paul's saying it's more. Yeah, there we go. Patrick's saying showing here at 720p. So interesting. That's what it's showing me as well. One thing I do want to test here is Ecamm Live allows you to broadcast in high quality mode, and I'm doing that. This is as high quality as Ecamm Live will allow me to go, which is interesting. It actually is saying that it's going live in HD. Yeah, so this is as good as it'll get through the camera that I'm using. Freelance Writing Underground says, I'm on iPhone, so quality is fine here for you. That's great. I'll be interested to see what the replay is like of this as well, whether that kind of changes. I might actually have a little look at myself on the phone, see how that goes as well, whether it comes up or not. Oh, there we go. It suggested me. As soon as I logged into my YouTube account, it suggested me. Interesting. It's not great. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but the quality is pretty pixelated and muddy. I can't even read my logo. That's kind of weird. Can you read? Oh no, now it's gone clearer. Maybe it just took a little moment to cut in. Yeah, it's kind of improved a bit there. It wasn't great before. Yeah, interesting. Not far from you. Cool. Well, you never know. We should maybe do that. Liran says, check out Live U. Live U, I haven't checked out Live U. Tell me about it. Patrick says, so your Sony at 4K would be overkill. Yeah, probably. I'm not sure I need to go out at 4K. But, you know, I'd be interested to see what the quality difference is like. If you're on NBN, that's really good. Yes, I am on NBN, although, interestingly, I just did a speed test and it really wasn't great. My speed today really wasn't great, particularly in the download. On upload, it was pretty good. Let's see what I'm on. Yeah, see, 22 for me is pretty low upload. I'm usually more around the 40 mark for upload. So yeah, it's not terrible though. It's certainly better than I used to be on pre-NBN. And upload is actually faster than download, which is a bit odd. I'm not sure what's going on there. Obviously, since I got NBN, a lot of other people have been getting NBN as well. Laurent says, Live U has a device called Live U Solo. It's superb for taking live seriously and simply. Okay, I'll have to check it out. I'm pretty sure I have heard people talking about Live U as well. Be Live is the one that everyone else is talking about at the moment as well. Be Live TV, is it? Be Live? Anyway, I was just going to jump on here and see how it went. Kieran says, dude, I'm on NBN, and if you are getting that while streaming, that's great. Cool. Well, yeah, it's a marked improvement. I'm as fast as you can go, though. I've got all the speed bumps and higher speed bands. I'm supposed to be able to get up, they say, up to 100 down. I've never had anything like that, but it's normally 40, 50. But yeah, the last week or so it's slowed down a little bit. Might need to do a restart or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to jump off. Thank you for testing with me. Jumping across. May do this a little bit more. Need to talk to the Ecamm Live guys and let them know how it went, and see if they can work out a way that I can go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I do know some people who are doing it through, I think it's Wirecast. Does Wirecast allow you to do that? Maybe that should be. Maybe that's what I should be looking at as well. All right. I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks everyone for chiming in. Very nice to share this little bit of Thursday with you. I've got to go. Thanks everyone. Chat soon.